Hello everyone, it's Andrea, welcome back. Today we're gonna take a look at the newly released weapon, the Galil. The weapon is available for both the insurgents and the security. The weapon is chambered for the 5.56 ammunition, so we have high rate of fire and low recoil. Also, the big surprise is that normally this weapon is a 35 round magazine, which is great considering that all the other rifles have a 30 round magazine or even less. And if you play as a machine gunner, you have this weapon available for 3 supplies and you can attach a bipod for free or a drum magazine for other 3 supplies, making the weapon a machine gun with a 75 round magazine. And the big advantage is that you can have this weapon without tracer rounds, so lowering the chance of being spotted. The big disadvantage when using this weapon, in my opinion, is that you spend a lot of supplies for the attachments and for the weapon itself, while if you pick, for example, as a fighter as Insurgency, an AKM, you can just have the AKM for free and you have a lot of room for armor of explosives. I've also tested the weapon using single fire mode and different scopes, like the PSO that you can see right now. And I can tell you that the accuracy is pretty good. The problem is, if you're planning on using this weapon as a marksman, you're wasting the big advantage that you have while using this weapon, which is the big magazine, the 35 round magazine. And since you can't put the MK4 or the 7x scope on the Galil, I believe you have better choices, something like the M14. And now the M16 can also, as a marksman, put on the MK4, which is, I believe, the best combo for a marksman ever. And regarding which side to use with the weapon, I'm having a nice time using the weapon with something like the Cobra, the aim point, the holo sight. And if you're planning to defend the spot from a longer distance than usual, you can also try to use something like the 2x scope or the PSO or the Elcan. They can work perfectly. Unless I don't have any supplies available, I never use the weapon with the normal iron sights. And if you know me and you stick around with me for some time, you know why, because I don't like the sight tooth, especially when shooting at distance, moving targets. It takes away a lot of visibility for me. So if you want to make the best out of the Galil, remember the advantage that you got. You have a bigger magazine than most rifles, 35 round magazine, and while 5 rounds doesn't sound like much, in most situations it will be enough. The 5 rounds more will make you kill the last guy popping out from that corner and will save the situation. And also you don't need to reload as often, and most of the time in Insurgency reloading makes you expose. And not only that, because if you're watching an exit and you go reloading, you're getting back into cover and you're not watching if somebody is rushing and coming your way. And when rushing, I suggest, if available, to pick a foregrip. It will lower your recoil and help you maintain the sustained fire that we can have thanks to the bigger magazine of the weapon. But perhaps the most important thing you can do while using this weapon is balancing the supplies that you use. And what I mean by that, right now I will use an example playing the game mode push. If you want the weapon, it's 3 supplies. If you want the foregrip, another 3 supplies. If you want armor piercing, another 3 supplies, and I think you have just 1 supply left. So if you don't balance the supplies, if you don't study the situation and you use what you need most, sometimes even with your weapon perfectly, with all the gadgets, with all the attachments, you can't cross the street because you don't have any smoke. So make sure you adapt to the situation. So guys, that's it for the Galil. Remember that the developers may decide to change the weapon in the days to come, like they did with the FN4. And also, take in mind that it's a little bit heavier than something like the MK18 or the M16, so it's not really the best for rushing and speed. But it's very good if you always fight multiple enemies. Maybe you're playing push and you have against you 16 enemies and you need that sustained fire that something like the FN4 or something like the M14 can't give you. Having 35 round magazine can make the difference. And that's everything for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching and see you on the next video.